Welcome back to the channel. It's the 7th of June 2017. Today we're going to look at form of horses and racing position during the race. Now this is very important when you're going into the in-running aspect of any race. If you've got a front runner, then the chances are that the price is going to diminish as the race sets off, and if your horse is held up towards the rear of the field, then you can expect to get a bigger price if the horse is still not challenging at the 3 furlong mark or something like that. So we're going to look at a race at Wetherby which took place on the 6th of June 2017, and we're going to look at the runners in the race and look at their racing styles, and then we're going to have a look at the race analysis sheet and just see how that all ties in. So these are the runners in the race. Now there were a few non-runners, but we'll have a look at the form anyway. First one we're going to look at is Billy Roberts. Now this one, I'll just put that up for you. Green is a horse that runs up with the pace, and you can see also it's got a couple of blue runs. Blue means it's actually led in the race. So Billy Roberts is a horse that runs either up with the pace or leads in one of the races. The red one is where the horse is being held up right at the rear of the field. So on occasions you'll get a different running style as trainers change a few things, trying to make the horse settle or something like that. But in general, Billy Roberts is a horse that runs up with the pace or leads during the contest, and if it gets to the front or close up, then you can expect the price to start coming down in the early stages. So Billy Roberts is one that's, if you get a big price, then you can trade it at the big prices in the hope that it's going to come down during the race. So that's the first one. Dream of Summer is a similar animal in that it also races up with the pace. The green, remember, is the one where it's close up just in behind the leaders, and it's also got the blue markings here which suggest that it led in the races. So again, if you're getting a big price about the horse and it's in its own class, then you can trade these with some confidence before the race, knowing that you're probably going to get a lower price in running. Dutch Artist is another one that races close up. You can see in 6 of its last 7 races it's ridden close to the pace, and in the other one the orange marker is where the horse is racing in mid-division. So Dutch Artist again, close up, chance of getting a lower price as the race sets off. Brief look at Fire Tree, not much to go on there, but again this one is racing close up in its last 2 races. Now Hitman is a different style of animal. The red means that the horse is held up towards the rear of the field, not just held up towards the back, right at the rear of the field. So the chances are that you're going to get a bigger price in running than beforehand. So even if you trade in before the race, you might still get a bigger price in running because the horse is held up right at the back of the field. So when we move on to level 3, we'll be highlighting some of these kind of horses where you can get, if the horse is 33 to 1 before the race, then in running you're likely to get a much bigger price, 50, 60, even over 100 to 1 on these horses, and you can back them, trade them early on in the race with a view to laying off in the second part of the race. So Hitman would be one that we expect to be held up in this race. Like No Other has a few different running styles. You can see the 2 green there where it's running close up, and also an orange one at the top where it's racing in mid-pack. But in general the horse likes to run at the rear of the field, and a lot of the information that we've just suggested on Hitman would apply to Like No Other as well. So we've got 2 red here, and that suggests that the horse likes to be held up right at the back of the field, and the yellow is where the horse is held up not at the back but not in mid-pack, so in that position between the midfield and right at the rear of the field. So again, you're likely to get a bigger price in running for this particular horse, and if you're trading before the race, then just bear that in mind, that you're likely to get a bigger price in running, so you might be able to trade in the first half of the race at bigger prices and again lay off in the second half if the price contracts. Magic City, another hold-up performer in general, but it does have form where it's run close to the pace and also in mid-pack. But 3 reds is the predominant running style of Magic City. So we would probably expect this one to be held up towards the back, maybe just in front of the back as it's running. So you may be able to get a bigger price in running again for Magic City. And if you look at the form there at Nottingham, 8.5 furlongs, 8 furlongs today, beaten half a length, third of 11. So that's got good form going into the race here at Wetherby. The final one we're going to look at is a horse called Zlatan, and you can see the running style is either just in behind the leaders, just held up towards the back with the yellow, or predominantly in this case racing in midfield. So if the horse is racing towards the front or in midfield, it's likely to stay around about the same price that it is before the race in terms of trading. So if you trade in this one, don't expect the price to come down straight away at the beginning of the race, but you may be able to get a good price later on because it doesn't have that far to challenge, doesn't have to make up that much ground to challenge in the contest itself. So Zlatan, one that races towards the middle of the pack. So this is the race analysis sheet where we've put it all together. You can see the race at Wetherby, the 410, class 4 handicap, 4-year-olds and upwards over 8 furlongs. The going is good to soft, and we've put in place here all the running styles for its last 8 races. So you can see the horse opposite, Miss Van Gogh. We didn't go through that one on the actual form itself, but you can see now that the horse likes to run from either mid position, held up, or towards the back. There's nothing there to suggest it's going to be on with the pace. So the price of 3.0 likely to be a little bit higher in running if you're going to play the trades after the race has started. And you can see Zlatan there, most or the majority of its performances are midfield or just in behind the leaders. Hitman got a predominantly held up style. Magic City, quite a few different styles of running on that one, so it would be hard to gauge where that horse is going to be in the race. Dream of Summer likes to run up with the pace. Stanley has been held up towards the rear or running just in behind, so again another one to be a little bit wary of. Red Touch, not much to go on, only the one performance in handicap company. Dutch Artist is more a concrete running style. You can see there it got 6 races out of its last 7 where it's been running just in behind the leaders, so you can expect that one to be fairly close up in the race itself. And another one that to be wary of is Like No Other, where that's got plenty of running styles over here as well. Ski Blast likes to be held up towards the back or just in front of the back, midfield, that kind of position. So what you need to do is look at the horses, look at the prices, and see if you can get any trades early on these front runners at bigger prices, because they're going to come down in running once the race starts. And similarly, if you've got shorter prices about horses that are going to be held up towards the back, then you might be able to get some bigger prices in running. Now we are going to be covering that obviously in level 3 videos, but the level 3 videos are only going to be available to customers on the bronze, silver and gold packages. So if you do want to get involved with the channel, then by all means feel free to have a look at the level 1 and level 2 videos, but the level 3 ones are, like I said, going to be just for the customers on the racing packages. Now looking at the race analysis sheet, this is the one that we sent out to customers on those services, and you can see that we grade all the horses here on various things. So has it had a recent run? Is the going to its liking? Will it like the distance? Has it got the class to be competitive? What's the draw like? And does it have recent relevant form? And green is positive, so it's perfectly capable of running over those conditions, or it's got good recent relevant form and it's had a recent run. Yellow is unproven, so it might have form going into the race, but it's not proven in this particular class. And red just means that it is definitely a negative about the horse. So for example, Hitman, recent run, hasn't had a recent run, so that's going to be a negative. We need to take that on trust that it's going to be fit for the race. Red Touch gets a yellow mark because it's run at least 40 days higher than today's date. So for example, it may have run 40 days ago, probably last run was in April, so again some doubt about its fitness. Recent relevant form, yellow. It's got some form going into the race, but not necessarily up to this kind of class. So you can see the only one in the race really that has all the 6 green boxes is Magic City going into the race, and that one is highlighted at 12 and 13. And we've highlighted that just to show you that we would put that in as a single trade suggested prices. So Magic City, we would suggest the 1 bet at 16, and if you wanted to lay that off before the race you could do so, and you can do repeated bets. So for example, you'd lay that off at 16 and then trade before the race at any of these prices. If you can't get these prices, then we're quite happy for the horse to go in running. High risk is trading in running at 8, medium risk at 10 and low risk at 12. So you should be able to trade Magic City out of the race probably before, and if not, probably during the in-running play. And you can see we've also given suggested prices for another horse, Ginzan, which is running at Chepstow in the 3:30, and that one is likely to contract from its position. So you can see we've put the first bet in at 38 and then following the sequence up. You're probably not going to get to these higher marks here. You're probably only going to be trading in these first 6 and laying off a little bit lower down. So that's the race analysis sheet. That's how it works with the racing styles of the horses. And sometimes you'll get horses like Dream of Summer, who's only the one with the form for being a front runner. Not to say that some of these others can't step up and maybe get a front running position. Dutch Artist is certainly one that runs up with a pace, and that one could make the running as well. So just something to bear in mind if you're doing in running plays, then this information is pretty much crucial to knowing what kind of prices you're going to get once the race starts. So don't forget the hold up horses likely to trade at higher prices. Those closer to the pace are going to likely to be contracted in price as the race starts, and you'll be able to make your own mind up about these horses. But having this information at your fingertips and also the odds currently on offer is, in our opinion, quite important information. So we've got the race summary there. Another race decimated by non-runners. You can see we've got the 4 non-runners here. Magic City could be value on the single trade played. 1 bet at 16 followed by a single layoff at the same stake at a lower price, and then you can repeat once that's completed. And we've given the information there about Ginzan at Chepstow. So that's just a quick brief on the race analysis sheet and how that ties in, all the form ties in with the in-running of the horses, the racing styles and the prices on offer. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you want to check out our services, the bronze, silver and gold ones, just stay tuned on the video and we'll give you details of that. So thanks for watching, thanks to the subscribers, and a big thank you to all the customers as well that's coming on board. So as stated on the video, the full racing packages are now available. Take your trading to another level. Professional advice and support, all our racing services are now available on the Exchange Trader channel. We have a range of packages to suit your needs, including bronze, silver and gold programs. We can also customize our range to suit your own needs and requirements. Benefits include full race form, race analysis sheets, ongoing support and help, and one-to-one feedback on your own trading performance. Click on the link under the video to access our full service playlist, or send an email to exchangetrader@btinternet.com for more information. Remember, places are limited on all packages, so act quickly to secure your place. A massive thanks to the customers already on side, as well as our growing list of subscribers and viewers.